Welcome. Dinner at Champions here. Great value, strawberry watermelon, and Ritz crackers. Also, I can't see shit in these. I don't know if these are supposed to just be like decorative or if people actually like wear these out in public. But also, like, I've literally like never actually worn them. I think Shelby did once on a live for a second. But the lights like don't even stay working. They like flicker. And they just see, I don't know, you can kind of tell. But also, I need prescription glasses. So, let's get into it. This one is interesting. It's very juicy. It involves somebody going to the hospital. So let's get into it. Episode, I don't know, whatever it is. I'll put it right here. Alright, so this one is called, oh, I dropped the nose piece on those glasses. Am I the asshole for sending my coworker into anaphylactic shock? Because, like, right off the bat, you kind of want to say yeah. If you did it on purpose. There's a couple ways this one could go, so let's get into it. She goes on to say, it's a female, I'm at a loss here, guys. Realistically, I know I'm in the clear. Legally, I'm in the clear. But I'm being vilified by my coworkers, and I'm genuinely considering quitting my job because of this mess. So I work at a pretty standard day job, and at night I help my friend at her restaurant, which serves an assortment of Thai cuisine. Side story here. Thai, which is spelled Thai, here in America, in English at least, for many years, like up until sort of kind of recently, I'm ashamed to admit this, I always said Thai, Thai, Thai cuisine. I heard the word a million times, I just never saw how it was spelled, and you see TH, and I'm like, Thai cuisine, weird. It's Thai. But anyways, she goes on to say, to be honest, I'm insanely picky, but I fell in love with this peanut sauce that the main chef makes, and he showed me how to make it. So about once a week, I take it either on noodles or stir fry to my day job for lunch. People know this, and a handful have tried it. It smells nutty. It tastes nutty. It's white girl pad thai, basically. Almost said thigh. Lately, my lunches have been disappearing, or I'll open my lunchbox to find half of my food missing. It's straight theft. Like, you might think, oh, it's just food. Like, I mean, regardless, it's theft. Like, come on, grow up. I've tried addressing it, but nothing has been changing, and I was pretty sure it was one of the new hires that was doing it, but I had no proof. Thursday, I took my noodles, and my entire Tupperware was missing, which hasn't happened before. I'm pissed, but what can I do? And that's a crabby thing. Like, you really, like, unless you saw it, like, you can't really prove anything. A coworker shared her pizza with me, and that was that until today. My boss confronted me and accused me of poisoning my noodles because his daughter, one of the new hires, borrowed my lunch and had to be hospitalized. Turns out she's severely allergic to nuts, ate some, and boom, anaphylaxis. She used an EpiPen, had to be hospitalized, and now her dad is trying to hold me accountable for her bills and condition, but I don't see it. Why should I pay? I don't mark my food as an allergen because I'm not allergic to it. She was just dumb enough to steal from me and eat something that she can't have. And she goes on to say, but she's being hateful, and some of my other coworkers are icing me out because I warned him I'd report any harassment to HR if he tried anything funny. Brown nosers, I guess. What's icing me out mean? I'm not really sure. My friend is aware and offered me a full-time job, but I just can't help but feel it's unfair. At the same time, I could have killed his daughter, though. So, am I the asshole? No. No. So, leave it in the comments. What do you guys think before I say anything? In my opinion, 110% not the asshole. Um, so she goes on to kind of defend herself there, and she's talking about, my food looks nutty, it smells nutty, it tastes nutty. Everybody that's around me knows that it's a kind of nutty sauce. It's irrelevant. That's my lunch. And it's my lunch in my lunch bag in my Tupperware, you know, that's for me, Like the allergy is horrible. Like I thankfully can't relate and have never had to experience that, but I've heard about it and it sounds absolutely dreadful, like in every way, shape, and form. But somebody, especially that has an allergy like that, not that I'm condoning stealing food, but if you have an allergy like that, you should be the last person in the world that's touching anybody else's food. One of the guys on the radio show I listen to every morning, which was recently let go after 23 years, he is allergic to chicken, if I'm not mistaken. And it's like a newer, not newer, but he wasn't born with that. It like developed as an adult. And he's like, it's the hardest thing in the world. He's like, but I can't go to restaurants, where there might be cross contamination and stuff like that. He's like, it's just not worth the risk. Um, and it's a shame, that some people have to live like that. You don't get to experience a lot of things, or hang out, probably miss hanging out with your friends a lot because of it. But unfortunately, like that's the case that's been dealt. You know what I mean? And I hate to say it like that, like, because genuinely, like, it's terrible. But we can't rid the world of nuts, you know what I mean? Or rid the world of chicken, for him, So as much as like you want to kind of your humane side to be like, God, that's terrible, blah 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 blah. Like she made that choice. She's deathly allergic to nuts, and you're stealing people's food. And unfortunately for this girl, it happened to be the boss's daughter. So, and it's annoying too that coworkers are gonna like incite more hatred and dirty looks and stuff like that. Like this girl knew who was stealing her lunches and put nuts in it. I mean, come on, we've all heard the classic, somebody stealing my lunch, so I put X-Lax in it, or, laxatives, whatever, or something, ungodly spicy. That's funny. But, hey, for some people that could be very detrimental to their health. So, I don't know. Moral of the story, don't steal people's lunches. Especially if you have food allergies. Like, come on. So, let's read some comments, of course. Not the asshole. Go to HR immediately and make them aware of what's going on. You did absolutely nothing wrong, and your boss's behavior and her daughter's behavior is 100% inappropriate. Or your boss's daughter's behavior, sorry. Not the asshole. You didn't feed it to her. She stole it. And then she goes on to quote the girl's post where it says, at the same time, I could have killed his daughter. No, she could have killed herself. And this person goes on to say, my wife had a heavy duty seafood allergy. She wouldn't eat anything without knowing what was in it. Like Caesar salad dressing has anchovies in it. Other sauces are made with seafood too. Oh, I didn't know that. It can be in places that you wouldn't expect. So she would never take someone else's food on principle first because it's stealing, but because it could also be life-threatening. I would have thought that anyone with a severe food allergy would take the same precautions, but obviously not. But hopefully next time she'll be thinking twice before borrowing someone else's food. Absolutely 100% not the asshole. And she's like, borrowed? And how exactly is she going to return this food that she borrowed after eating it? It's not borrowing when she was never planning on returning it or compensating you. I'm sorry your boss is this terrible. She stole your food. She didn't ask. She just took it upon herself to take your lunch. She is the asshole. Yeah, this person pretty much summed it up good. It says, not the asshole. You shouldn't have to mark your food for potential allergies Oh, wow, I can't talk today. You shouldn't have to mark your food for potential allergies because other people are not supposed to be taking your food. They do, and that's called stealing. Boss's daughter is stealing your food, going into anaphylactic shock, and ending up in the hospital is not your responsibility. It's on her. He can say you poisoned her all he wants, but that is because he can't bear to blame his little darling for her sticky fingers. You should not be on the hook for any of her bills. I would consider looking for a new job because Boss Man is going to make your life a living hell, even if you report him to HR. Now, a lot of people, funny enough, are actually like recommending that she should get a lawyer and sue. I don't ever want to be that like sue happy person that jumps to that, but like I see it, you know. This is her job. This is her livelihood. You know, this jobs are most people's livelihood, especially in today's day and age, because everybody's scraping by. And now she's going into this hostile work environment. She packs her own lunch. Her lunch gets stolen, and then the person who stole the lunch is causing chaos in her life. These are like the people who like break into somebody's house and get shot or apprehended, and then everybody cries, "Oh, you know, you shouldn't have shot them. You shouldn't have shot them." Like, you shouldn't have broke into the house. You know, same situation here, vastly different, but you get what I mean. Hopefully, this person said also, someone with a severe food allergy stealing other people's lunch is straight up Darwin Award worthy. Like, who the F is dumb enough, knowing they have a life-threatening allergy, to eat other people's food when they can't possibly know if there's an allergen in it? I always scroll through the comments and I want to find somebody that like disagrees, but I never do. And like, I playing devil's advocate here, I can kind of understand the boss being upset, you know, because like it's your kid and you're just like, you want to point the blame at anybody. Like, I guess I can get that. But in here, like, it's a signed, sealed, delivered, solid, shut case that your daughter is in the wrong. She's stealing people's food. And this makes not only her look bad, but it makes you look bad, and it makes the company look bad. You know, I don't know. It's just, he needs to pull her aside and say, look, I apologize for how I handled this situation. It was extremely horrible and wrong of me to go about it that way. I was just scared and concerned and mad about my daughter. Can we put this aside us? You know, everything's cool at work, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? There's just, I don't know. I guess I personally would definitely be considering that friend. I don't know what the friend's job is that she offered, but I would definitely be considering that. And, yeah, I don't know. But then at the same time, I would hate to quit because I know, like, it almost makes you look guilty or something, I guess, in a sense. I don't know. But, yeah. What do you guys think? Put it down in the comments below. And if you like this video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up. If you like these videos in general, go ahead and subscribe if you want. It would greatly help me out. And, yeah. If you got any constructive criticism, go ahead and leave that too. And in the meantime, here's some other videos to check out. Hopefully I can line them up with my hands, because I have no idea what I'm doing. Check out this one, this one. Alright guys, see ya.